back on the OM. So I'm currently hand sanding the top with 180 to get all the shellac and stuff that I put on it to seal it from getting dirty. Anyway, so I've been working on that. I had a little missing spot here in the purfling around the rosette, so I did a little fill right there. My fretboard's just a tad shy of that row right there. Anyway, I've already done the sides up to 220 all the way around, and so I did some video on that and I can't find it anywhere, so that is gone. But I'll just show you some of this. I could probably put a coarser. I don't have a 180. What do I have? I think I have a 100 or a 120. I don't want to go quite that coarse on a random orbital, so I'm just going by hand. And for those of you who have taken advantage of the bargain box from Klingspor, this sticky back paper works just fine on top of a Velcro block. Stays where you want it, and you don't have to. If it's on a wood block, then you'd have to heat it up to get it loose or whatever. But here it's fine. And for those of you that don't know about the $20 bargain box at Klingspor, I've had paper and grits from 80 all the way to 600 that I've been using for 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I'm not sure when I bought it, but it's been here a long time. And just ran out of one of the 80s, but they gave me two 80s. They're what they are, they're offcuts. So the box costs $20, but you're getting literally, I'm going to say $100 or more worth of paper, probably 200 more. Anyway, trying to add interest to sanding video. Show you that this will darken up under oil, so even if you had a little unevenness, it's still going to look the same under oil, or any finish for that matter. You can see how those just went away. So as soon as you have oil on that, it evens the color out. So yeah, so you can see that it evens the color right out. So the main reason is that I want to do this is because I'm not sure what grit I was at when I covered that, and I want to get down to at least 180, and then I'll rotary sand it with 220, and I might go to 320. Okay, I'm going to call it right here anyway. There's only so much of this that people are going to watch anyway. So let me think here. I already did the back up to 220. So the back, the sides, and the top will be, but everything else is to 220, and the top will be before too long. So that'll do it for now. All right, so I kind of jumped ahead here. Oh, I just found a block of Wenge for the bridge. So I went ahead and sanded everything out to the 180, and then I radiused the binding, top and back bindings. I radiused the edges of that so they're not sharp. Then I went around the rosette and all the binding and the end wedge and the stripe up the back. All the Wenge stuff that has big open pores, I went around and I filled it with this. This is the Crystal Company stuff, water-based wood grain filler. I've been trying it out on this, and it hasn't worked 100%, but the last time I did it, I put the oil down first, and then I put this on, and then I had to sand it off the oil, and it left weird things in places. I really had to work on sanding it out, so I'm doing it on the raw wood this time. Hopefully that will it'll dry out, and then I can sand everything back and then oil everything once I get to 220. I do want to put the bridge on first, and that's kind of weird. Okay, granted that the first two acoustic guitars, I lacquered them. I placed the bridge, put masking tape where the bridge was going to be. I lacquered everything, and then I cut the tape out, and then I actually cut to the bridge. That is a huge pain in the butt. I've had to do it for years, resetting bridges on broken guitars, repairs. But I thought, it'd make a lot more sense to just make the bridge, get it where it needs to go, glue it down before I do any oil, and then I can oil around it. Now, if it were a product like French polish that you really needed to be able to just go straight back and forth and not, swirl around a bridge and really give yourself a lot of heartache there. But this oil it just lays down. You just slop it on there, and then you just wipe off the excess, and you can get in tight around the bridge, everything, just wiping off the excess. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, once I've done this, I'll know. But that's what I'm going to do this time. I just think that a ton of grief not having to cut the lacquer or any finish back to set the bridge into. So that's the plan. And so at this point, I'm going to start making the bridge. So I have this over half-inch thick piece of Wingate here that I will make a bridge out of. I think I'm going to use a fairly standard looking bridge in this instance. I want to come up with my own bridge design. I've been reading and watching videos, and it seems to be some question as to whether if you have an oddly shaped bridge, where it has one edge longer than the other, and it's that the top won't react the way the top needs to react, just basically up and down, with the string tension and vibration. Whereas when you add extra stuff, it might affect the way that the bridge reacts. I know there's a lot of companies out there using odd shaped bridges, and they don't seem to have a problem. But I'm going to do this one as a standard bridge, and I'll research that more and possibly change it up on the next one, or just leave it. I don't know. There are a few things you can do on an acoustic guitar to make it look like your brand. Taylor's headstock is one of them, where they've just got that little cup out on the top and then the two corners. It's pretty obvious. I think their bridge is a little different. I might be misremembering that. Breedlove has a unique bridge. Anyway, and headstock design. So certain guitars you can definitely tell, and then the old standards you can tell as well. Martin has a certain look on their bridge. Gibson has a certain look, and so I'm just going to call it at that. There's no reason to ramble on about this. Thank you for watching, folks. I'll make a video about making a bridge. That'll be coming up next. Thanks a lot.